Alrighty, in this Photoshop 101 tutorial, we're going to look at the brush tool. The brush tool is probably the most important tool there is. It's going to be a hotkey of B, and that's going to open up your brush tool here on the side. Now, your number one resource for brushes, when you first download Photoshop and you first have it open, you're just going to have these legacy brushes, the default brushes, maybe assorted and basic brushes, like a very few selection of them. There's about 50 or so brushes inside here, but the world is never ending with how many brushes there are out there. The best place for you to get brushes is going to be brusheasy.com. So there are thousands and thousands of free brushes here for you to download. We'll go ahead and just click on this first one, splatter brush, and we'll click on download. There's no need for crediting anyone here. Most of these things are free for commercial use. They will say otherwise if they're not. You can get a premium download, or you can get a premium membership to this website. I have it just because there's so many more brushes in the premium than there is in the free, but still thousands of free brushes. So we'll go ahead and click download here, and it's going to download a zip file of the brush set for us. You'll click and open up that, and inside there will be an ABR file. There may be some other stuff. This one just has the ABR file, which is the Adobe brush file. You're just going to double click on that ABR file with Photoshop open, and it's going to just bring you back to Photoshop. Look like nothing happened. But if you go up to the top bar, click the little drop down arrow where your brush is up here at the top underneath image and layer, scroll all the way to the bottom of your brushes. There's folders here, and these are the brush folders. You click that little drop down arrow, and this is going to be all your brushes. So there's 9 brushes inside that pack for free. So we'll go ahead and just click on this splatter brush here, and we're good to go on that brush. Now, you don't want to stamp your brush onto the background layer. If you stamp your brush on the background layer, then you're just going to lock it into that place, and it's going to be on the white background. You're not going to be able to move it or modify or change things. So you're going to want to add a new layer. To add a new layer, just click the little plus sign on the bottom of the layers panel, and it's going to add you a new layer. That layer is going to have a transparent background. You can see by this white gray grid. And that's what you want to start using your brush in. So we'll go ahead and just click our brush once, and it's going to pop up, and that's what the brush pattern looks like. So cool for like a blood splatter crime scene design or something like that. Very, very useful tool, using Brush Easy to be able to get these brush patterns and everything. Now I will delve into a little bit more stuff in a later video, details about changing the brush sizes and changing brush strokes and everything, but it'll be a little bit more detailed video. This is just the basics. Use Brush Easy, get you some brushes, and you will find that designing things becomes ultimately a lot easier. The next little section inside the brush tool is the pencil tool. It's not really necessary. It literally just draws straight lines. It's a pretty basic little tool. You can make the size different or bigger or whatnot, but that's the extent of what this tool does. So we'll go ahead and delete those. And then we've got the color replacement tool. I don't use this a whole lot. It's not super great, but essentially you can replace sections of the color of certain things. It's good if you want to potentially change the color of like one design, like a shirt on a character from a red shirt to a blue shirt. You may be able to use this. It's not, like I said, it's not the greatest. Up here on the top, if you were to do that or want to do that, then you would just go to this first option here with the 2 eyedroppers. So sampling continuous. Excuse me, and then you would select the color that you want to change it to. So say we want to change our color to like a dark blue. You would hit OK on that, and then you would just draw over the top of your color, your red that you want to change it to, and you can change the color of that to everything. There are easier ways to do this. Especially with like these little tiny splatters and stuff to make sure you get everything right. This is one way to do it in Photoshop. This is not the best way to do it, but that's an option that you have. The rest of the things up here on the top I don't really mess with. Like I said, I don't use this color replacement tool a whole lot just because there are better ways to do it. And then you also have a mixer brush tool, which I also don't use a whole lot, but the mixer brush tool essentially allows you to select the color that you want. By default it'll select your foreground color up here at the top, and then you can set your brush size to whatever size you want it to be, and you can then mix those colors together and modify things. It's not a great tool. There are, again, better ways to do this. We can drag some of this red out to mix it in with the blue. We can paint the blue here and then mix the red into it so we get different colors. It's not the greatest tool for doing this, to mix things. There are better options, better ways to do it. But again, these videos are just to kind of explain all of the aspects of Photoshop, what I use, what I don't use, and things to kind of help you be able to make designs a little bit better. The next video we're going to do is going to be on the clone stamp tool, which is actually a really cool tool, and I do use that quite a bit in the designs that I make, especially if I'm making a seamless design. So next video we'll go over that.